Not having the best memory has a lot of drawbacks, but it does have some nice points to it. When I logged in to play Javiik today, I was met with this beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, aristocratic outfit that I'd made for him last time and totally forgotten about. Welcome to the Wonder of Star Wars, The Old Republic, episode number 50. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, this is part of an ongoing series where I play my Sith Inquisitor Javiik through the story. If you want to see the earlier episodes and start at number 0, look for a link in the description of the video. For those of you who have been watching this entire time, welcome back, and welcome back to Alderaan. As I've mentioned in the last few episodes, I'm very, very excited to be back on Alderaan, not only because it just has a really cool story and lore aspect in Star Wars The Old Republic, but also because I've based my character's backstory on Alderaan. He grew up here, he has ties to the various noble houses, his family has lived there all their lives, and even his generations back they were on Alderaan, so it's been very cool to see some of that backstory come to life in the game. Let's see. This wonderful outfit I'm wearing, the top there is a Thul statesman's coat, so it's actually from the noble house of Thul, where in Javik's personal story that we made up, he served as a page boy in the house, kind of like a servant when he was younger. And so we're just continuing on the quest on Alderaan, with Creepy Kim Val following us.
The killik hives have been poisoned. They'll swarm soon.
And the noble houses must accept their obligation to combat them, thanks to Thul leadership. In another life, you would have made a fine royal guardian of the mountains.
Thanks, I always wanted to be a royal guardian of the mountains. So that's really cool. If you remember, he was saying one of their castles was swarmed, or one of their areas was swarmed by the killiks, the bug people, and we needed to go stir them up even more to make the other noble houses pitch in their cooperation to take down the mindless killiks. Mindless isn't quite the right word. They have quite a mind, but definitely a mind of their own. Nothing like sentient humans. So what has been going on in Star Wars The Old Republic news? So, that huge update that I've been talking about for the last couple of months finally happened. And that was the Jedi Under Siege update. The planet of Ossus was released. I got to play it the evening that it came out, and it was very cool to have some new story. There really hasn't been new story in quite a while, and there's nothing that's felt. There was flashpoints that were released before that to further the story, but it didn't feel quite the same as having an actual planet with an actual story attached to it that you do over time versus just a flashpoint you run through and you're done. Oh, what's going on here? My goodness. We've got a pile of rebelling nobles over here.
A tunnel entrance is just below this room.
Oh. I think this is where we left off, isn't it? I went to the fleet to go get myself some good-looking clothes. So playing Ossus was very fun. I won't give you guys any spoilers. It was surprisingly short, though. But I've heard that the story is entirely different Imperial side. I only played it on my main character. So basically, I will get a whole new batch of story once I go do it on my Imperial character. When I go on my Jedi, there's a romance I get to check out. There's a different romance if I go make another Imperial character. There's a lot of different bits and pieces to the story that you won't see on the first run through, which is maybe why it felt short. I'll get back to you once I've actually tried everything. And I still haven't actually explored the entire planet. It's quite big, in my opinion. I've heard other players say the story itself was about 30 minutes long, but I like to really take my time. As you guys have seen, I took my time even more because I wasn't being recorded, so I went and jumped in every random corner I could find. And I was there for like 3 hours and I still hadn't explored. Oh, this is so cool! You can go under House Thul? That's so cool! No, I don't remember this at all. I wasn't sure if it was just gonna, like, I don't know, the tunnels look really boring or something. No, it's literally under House Thul. Oh, it makes me so mad. I'm not gonna be able to come back here after we're done with this. It's gonna lock me out of that face area. wow, so yeah, I would say the story was good. I did the Republic side and I liked it. I noticed a lot of people were confused, thinking that it was the expansion. The expansion is not supposed to come out till the year of 2019, supposedly, but this is just like a prelude story, kind of like an introduction to the story, something to get the story started. And this story is basically going to be the battle between the Republic and the Empire again. Back to the roots of the game. So one interesting thing though in that update is that there is apparently the option to romance Camval. We haven't played all of Camval's story, so I'm not quite sure how that would work out once I actually ever get there, but I can assure you I don't think I will be romancing Camval. Really don't think that's gonna happen. I really do want to like make another character just for fun and do that romance story though, because that's just gotta be someone in the BioWare office being silly and trolling. Camval has said that he's going to eat me, little Sith, about 50,000 times so far, so I don't think they'd work out. I don't think so. This is so cool. No, I really, wow. House Thul goes deep. So these are supposed to be siege tunnels, right? I'm assuming they would use them if Imperial troops are outside the palace and they have a way to escape. They're really well built too, so I'm assuming it's like mass scale evacuation style. And the other houses, since the Battle of Alderaan, have a lot of reason to be very wary, because the Sith invaded and tortured, pillaged, burned, destroyed, and did their worst moves, especially against the noble houses, to break their spirits and take advantage of them. And the Republic was really caught unaware during that battle, so they did not have enough troops in the area, and it really took a long time before Alderaan could go back to being peaceful and safe. So all of the noble houses were fairly anti-imperial, I guess you could say. Some allied with the Republic staunchly, some over-allied, I guess. They wanted to go to war against the Sith even when the Republic thought it might not be a wise move. And other houses went the other way. Some of them allied with the Imperials, if not directly, just trying to avoid another full-scale invasion, like doing things on their terms. What do you mean the door's locked? Oh, I was supposed to be planting explosives apparently along the way. Whoops. This is what happens when we focus on killing things instead of actually doing the quest. So for that Ossus story, I'm looking forward to going back and doing the dailies and finishing exploring, because there is actually a bunch of hidden datacrons. I saw 2 of them along the way, but even after seeing where they were, I couldn't even figure out how to get anywhere near them. And there's a 3rd datacron. I know there's 3 total, and I haven't even seen that one. I heard that 3rd one is like a huge puzzle, so I think there may be some guides up. I'm not 100% sure if anyone's fully solved it at this point. At the time of recording, this is literally the 2nd day it's been out, so it's not too surprising that all the secrets haven't been found yet. Let's actually go to the locked door now. Super speed! And for the Ossus story, my Republic Trooper, it was very nice to go back to being, well, in the later stories, you kind of don't get to be your original class anymore. You kind of move up to a greater role, and I was hoping it would go back to being more of being a trooper, but not quite yet. Maybe one day. Oh, story time!
So, you're the Imperial puppet who taught Jorad Thul to bite instead of bark. Does he lick your hand? Fetch your slippers? Real Alderaanians will never bow to the likes of you.
No one world can stand up to the might of the Empire.
I would sooner see Alderaan blasted into space debris than given over to the Empire. You don't even have the guts to fight this yourself, instead of hiding behind a cart and a thermite. If you had a shred of decency, you'd settle this by an honorable duel. You against me.
Okay, wow, this is kind of cool. Options: fine, let's duel, and no dice. What would Javiik do? So Javiik doesn't have a lot of patience. But dueling seems really fun. Unfortunately, this guy, it'd be super cool if he was like a Jedi or something. This is just this is Lord Sidarik Kilessa. So, no one even of note. So, here we go.
This tunnel's coming down.
I want to do the duel
Even
one.
our ruins are more alive than your empire. Retreat!
Really digging Javik's new outfit. I wish I could have a hood, though, for it. Shockingly, the noble houses don't really go for the cloaked figure look. So what have I been up to with my guild? Well, one of the big updates that came with the Jedi Under Siege update was a guild update, which is pretty cool. I'm not in a guild on... Wait, am I? No. I'm not in a guild on Javiik, and so I can't show you the changes, but I will tell you a little bit about them afterwards.
The Kalazes just surrendered. My men are returning from the outpost to take them into custody. When they saw the tunnel explode around their lord, every man among them laid down their arms. I will tell Moff Serek of your heroism immediately.
I have won your place for you fairly, in a way they understand.
An unnecessary luxury, but it did not cost us the battle. This time. The Thuls need not fear any further rebellion in their ranks. It would be a waste to keep one of our few Sith here any longer. General Stanul Thul is coordinating our efforts near House Ald. Speak to him if you'd like to take a further role in this conquest.
You have saved my house's dream of ruling our world, and taught me much about what that will mean. I will not forget.
Oh, I found out something interesting about pronunciation. Hopefully I didn't talk about this last time, if so, I'm sorry. I remember making a lot of jokes about House Thul. But Ossus is actually another one. The planet of Ossus is somewhere that has that kind of Thul, Ossus and Ossus. It has kind of two different ways it's been pronounced over time. And I actually went back and was like, how can I find someone saying the planet of Ossus before? I know the developers have called it Ossus on their live streams for Star Wars: The Old Republic, but they're new school. They weren't around in the 70s when Star Wars was first getting its legs. So I actually found an old radio play that I thought was really cool. I found a bootlegged version because I actually couldn't find an official version to buy on like Amazon, like an audiobook or something. I found it on cassette, but I do not have a cassette player, so that was kind of a dud. And there is old radio play where they do say it, Ossus. So if you've been arguing with a friend, it can actually be either. And I think, like I mentioned last time, there have
Vehicle
been
pads are currently open for business.
other creators in the Star Wars universe who have said that it's fine for there to be different pronunciations of things, just because, like, in real life there is different pronunciations. So, for example, Barcelona and Barcelona in Italy is often pronounced very differently, but neither one is really wrong. It just depends who's saying it. But heck yeah, I'm sticking with House Thul and Ossus, so no one can change my mind. So my guild is excited because there's a bunch of new guild features, and some are for littler guilds, but they're probably more aimed towards bigger guilds. And what's kind of cool now is you can actually level up your guild. Like, your guild has a level of its own now, so I'm pretty interested in checking out more of that. Oh my god, what happened to my butt? Whoa, look at that colorful menagerie there. If I jump, will it fix it? There we go, there we go. Am I in the right spot? I don't... Oh, weird. Did you see that? My quest markers weren't showing up. How bizarre.
Stanel Thul. I was told you wanted to see me.
Yes, Moff Sarek said you'd be here. We've had an inspection team lost to the Killiks for days now, advisors from Droman Cast. They were inspecting one of our mining sites for lanthanide deposits. But in the middle of their inspection, the entire place was overrun by Killiks. We've had no communication for days.
Who's that? Some other noble house?
Killiks are the native aliens here, giant bugs with just enough brains to hold a blaster. Moff Sarek wants this team back. Apparently some of them hold serious rank off-world, but the rest of House Thul is balking. Attacking these Killiks would take half our army, but apparently I'm too close to the problem to strategically assess its value.
Armies do balk at trying something that will leave half of them dead.
If you can do what they cannot, I will owe you a debt I can never repay. It's not only the inspection team, my daughter is in there too. I don't know if she's alive or dead. If you can find her, find our advisors, free them if they're prisoners. I promise you a reward that will leave me bankrupt.
I will not let these aliens kill your daughter or the advisors.
Thank you. For myself, even more than for my house.
Dang, I'm so glad I got this outfit. Like, for real, it looks so good in cutscenes. But I am very sick of the Killiks. They're really not my favorite enemy in the game. They're really cool when you dig into the lore of it, but on the surface they're just big old bugs. So what I'm really excited to look at is the leveling for guilds. There are all kinds of rewards attached to it. Like, some of the rewards are really kind of fun and silly, like automatically be able to revive your entire group outside of combat. Like, that's pretty cool and unique, but like, it's nothing that's going to be game changing or anything like that. Nothing that someone who isn't part of a guild will be so horribly sad that they're missing out on, if that makes sense. Speaking of guilds, I've talked to you guys a little bit about Star Wars Celebration and everything that I am planning for it. And one of the things I'm working on very recently is a guild database, so that when people come to the convention or when people are new to the game during Celebration, they can be recommended a guild, because there's quite a few different places people can advertise their guild, but it's kind of hard to tell which ones are actually active. Like, someone might have posted something 5 months ago and never posted again, but their guild's doing just fine. Or somebody may have just posted their guild last week, but then they decided to quit because they had to go back to school or something. Like, you don't know until you go back and check. So I've set up basically, like, it's kind of like a spreadsheet. It's a database. It has a bunch of fields active guilds can fill in. I'm still in the testing phase, so nobody can actually submit anything yet. But people will be able to say what type of things their guild are into, type of things, how many people are in their guild, what their guild policies are, stuff like that. And let's say someone's looking for a guild that does roleplay. They'll be able to sort by guilds that do roleplay and stuff like that. That's kind of something interesting that has actually been added to the game itself, sort of. There's now a guild inspect tool, which is really cool. So when you see someone in the game, if they are in a guild, I don't know the exacts, I haven't tried it out yet. I think you should be able to right-click on their name and it should show a little bit about their guild if they're in one, which is really neat. So there's some things like what guild level they are, what their guild name is, and I believe there's something kind of new called guild tags. You know what, I'm probably gonna go check this out immediately after I'm done this because I really want to know now. It seems super cool. Guild tags, so you can kind of say really brief preset snippets about your guild. So that database combined with that is going to be really cool. What my ultimate hope is that they're going to make is some way either... Oh, stop healing! Stop it! Stop it! It's rude. There we go. Oh wait, this is just the outfit, right? I have real clothes underneath. Good, good, good. I've done that quite a few times ever since the outfit designer came out. When I've gone into raids and operations, I'll be wearing some cool outfit, but I'll forget that I don't have anything on underneath, and so I get my face smashed in. It happens sometimes, you know? Oh, are we just trying to pass through? I thought there was an actual quest near here. I wish I was on a sneaky character, so you could just kind of sneak through all these killiks here. See if we can do it the old-fashioned way. Called I'm so far away you can't see me. Ha ha! So it's cool that they're building up the guild features, because I know a lot of you play solo, but for me, playing with a guild really enhances the way I play. Like, it makes it so much better. I get to meet friends that way. I've met friends that I have known for years. I think I mentioned it before, but I literally went to the wedding of 2 people who met through this guild, who I met through this guild that I'm in, and got to see them get married. That was amazing. Okay, here we go. Now we're in the right direction. Oh, I love this area. I think this is House Aldi, yeah? It's really cool looking area, yeah. I think as a Republic character you can actually make your way here, and it's basically a friendly city you can explore. Like, it's got some really unique architecture compared to the other Alderaan cities, which are kind of flat on the ground. This one's kind of more high up, more fortified. It's a modern equivalent to a real castle, I guess you could say. Oh! We got somebody's attention. Here, have some lightning. Hey, look, another person! Oh no, it's an Aldi official! Oh, they're running away. I was hoping it was a person I could guild inspect. Hurrah! We are level 47. We are getting very close to that free-to-play limit. If you remember, we actually got a free promotion. It's actually happened twice since I've had Javiik. It came around another time. Where's that door? Is that over here? Yes, it is. And so we were able to get Shadow of Revan and Rise of the Hutt Cartel for free, and our account's still free to play, but we can play the expansions, which is pretty cool. Oh! You guys are not friendly. Oh no, run away! Aldi library personnel! Oh, I had to kill droids? No, that's sad. There we go. And so yeah, if you're interested in helping me test any of these features, I've actually got a feedback team started, so you guys can look at the stuff I make while I'm making it and let me know what you think. And if you want to join that, you have to have a Discord account. Discord is a live chat service, just so I can get everyone in the same group. And send me your Discord name. You also have to join the official SWTOR Discord. It's kind of general SWTOR chat. You don't have to chat there if you don't want to, but you do have to actually join it, so I can give you access to our special Star Wars celebration channels. Oh, if you are level 70 and you're actually doing the Ossus stuff, like you have probably done in the last few days, or you're about to do it, there is some guides up about the new gear. It's called Masterwork gear. It's for level 70 players. It's really meant to be super endgame gear. You can get it in addition to all the other ways you could get gear before, like through the Galactic Command, through Ops, through PvP, all that kind of stuff. But now there's some new ways to get the next tier of gear. It's meant to be gotten very slowly. It's kind of controversial, I guess, in just how slowly it is. They may adjust it as people give comments, I don't know. But there is some guides up. Someone who does have some guides up about gearing with the new gear. I'm not going to be able to tell you anytime soon because I have no idea how it works yet. I just know that it's slow. I don't even know if I'll go after it on my main character. Oh, corrupting records, yes. And someone who has guides up about that already is Zamzam. Her blog is mmobits.com, and Dolphy.net has a lot of guides about the things on Ossus. Like I believe she has that very special Datacron guide that I mentioned earlier, and she also has a guide up, and both of them have a guide up about the new guild features, so that's cool. I love it when people have like day one guides, because just the way I make mine, I often don't have them until like 4 months later. Not the fastest when it comes to brand new stuff, sorry. Oh, pretty. This place has a much better atmosphere than Balmora, I have to say. Tatooine, not too bad. You search the Aldi library, sifting through countless records until you stumble something of interest, the record of an engagement party.
I thank you all for gathering here. Friends, family, everyone. As you know, this is the day that Rahana and I were to announce our intentions to be married.
No. What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Rahana, but there's been a change.
You coward!
I have a responsibility to the Jedi Order. I have decided to continue with my training in the Force, off-world.
It's your family, isn't it? They talked you out of this.
Damn Organas think you're too good for us, for my daughter? You'd better be sorry. You will be sorry.
Oh, that was so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I was oh, calm down, Swtorista, it's just lore. When I was making Javiik's backstory, the very recent ones, when we were talking about his family in the Battle of Alderaan and how he would have been entwined, their family, with the different houses. I was just looking up in general what the history of Alderaan was, and I actually stumbled across, obviously, the Wikipedia page about it. Gave me a ton of Wikipedia, I should say, a tiny ton of info, and some of the info was that cutscene we just saw, and I actually had written a bunch more for it, but I realized it was stuff that we wouldn't encounter till we actually got in the game, and I was like, oh, interesting. So that guy is he's not evil. He doesn't want to fight me. Is that Cathar? Oh no, it is not. Dang. Oh well. You guys are racist and don't have Cathar here, so you can all die. She's just standing there like, whatever. I'm a diplomat. I have diplomatic immunity. So I actually had written down all kinds of cool stuff about, about the story that we're going to experience. So it's very cool to see that actually happen. Also, I freaking love these trees. Look at these. Look at this stuff. It's beautiful. There's no reason for it to be there except to be cool. Is that it? That's all that was in House Aldi? This entire cool area, and we just need to be in one single room? Man. Also, have I missed any quests along the way? I felt like I didn't see a lot of triangles, but my map was bugging out earlier, so maybe we accidentally did miss a few along the way that weren't popping up. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Let's go full screen mode. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of this Alderaan story. Yeah, just in general, I really like the intertwining of all the different houses and how they obviously all have their own interest at heart, but a majority of them are not just pure evil, kind of like, well, the Sith just want power, and oh, is this guy got a guild? Come here, I'm gonna inspect you. I'm gonna inspect your guild so hard. You're in 2 Sith, 1 Saber. Oh. We're a small guild that mostly runs PvP and low yield conquest. See, that's so cool. It has info about their guild. It says they're recruiting. It says they have mostly adults. It's atmosphere is fun and humor. And it says the guild leader, and it says their XP bonus, and it says their guild. See, their guild level is only 1. Pretty much everyone is just 1 right now because it just came out. Oh, and you can see how many actual members there are. I wonder if that's 57 characters or 57 members. It's kind of interesting because when I was building my little database, I was like, well, should I include a field where people can fill out how many members are in the guild? Because, you know, a guild with lots of members isn't necessarily a good guild. Like, Alderaan's junk collectors, they make a poor meal. Oh. There's lots of guilds out there that just invite anyone, just either because they don't really care who's in it, maybe they're just trying to get the XP bonus and that's their main reason to have a guild. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Hopefully, hang on. Yeah, we're going the right way. We're gonna go in the mountains. But I decided in the end it's everybody has their own thing that they're looking for, and it's better to give more info than less, I guess. Like, maybe some people are looking for a small guild. Like, I would, when I had first started playing, I really would not have minded being in a guild with only like 4 people, as long as everyone was playing like every day. That'd be super cool. You could make really good friends if there was only 4 people in the guild, because you'd have to work together and rely on each other a lot. Now that I've been playing a long time, I don't think I would ever join a small guild, because I know I'm going to be playing for probably a year or more, and over time, in a small guild, if no one else joins, and slowly people leave for real life.
Where are you? Come out! I know you're there, you brain-stealing vermin! Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Captain Asersha of House Thul. Can't speak now. Gotta keep an eye out. Killiks are everywhere. They'll turn us all into mindless drones to serve their hives. They must be stopped.
You think they're going to keep spreading?
Their numbers increase daily. They're trying to burrow into my thoughts. I know it.
Captain, maybe you should look over our battle plans again. I can handle the debriefing. Please forgive the captain. He hasn't been the same since the Imperial squad we were traveling with was attacked by the Killiks. We were their field guides, helping to install a long-range sensor array, prototype technology, all the way from Dromankos. The Killiks overwhelmed us. The Imperials had the sensors on their backs. The Killiks attached them to their hives. I've been playing too much Republic side lately. When I saw all the way from Dromankos, I was like, how'd they get enemy technology? And then I remembered I was on the Imperial side.
Don't be a fool.
I know what I saw. The men were cocooned, wrapped up, and stuck to the hive. Ever since, I've been working on a way to get even. Now I have it. These liquid grenades. Special formula dissolves the cocoons on contact. With these grenades, we could get these sensors, avenge the men, and win this war. But with the captain's illness, I can't leave him alone.
In that case, I'll do it.
Thank you. House Thul will owe you a great debt if you make it out alive. Yes. What? Get out of here, Killiks. Get on my cutscene. If you get yourself and the sensors out, take them to Major Farah, our CO at Outpost Bolin.
Kill them with fire!
Maybe the captain will improve when he hears what you're doing. Good luck out there. Sorry, dude. I got no fire, but I got a lot of lightning, so I'm gonna do what I can for you. Oh, I need to go in this cave. But there's a quest up there. Do you guys ever have that problem where you've got 2 quests nearby and you can't decide which one you want to go do next? I find it doesn't happen as often as I thought it would. Most of the time you can kind of map a path between them. I was also having that trouble on Ossus, a similar trouble, I guess you could say. I really don't like having to go back to an... Oh! Is this the same guy from before? Or is this someone who has a different guild? Oh, he has a different guild. Additional commands. Inspect guild. His guild is Shadows of the Dark Side with 260 members. Level 1? Oh, and they don't have a description, man. Tell your guild leader to get on it. I don't even know if my guild has filled it out yet. On Ossus, like I said, it felt very big to explore, but I didn't want to go anywhere that the story would bring me anyway. Like, I accidentally did that in the library of Ossus. I was super excited to go explore it, because obviously it's on there, it's Ossus. Spoiler. There was, what the quest led me to only half of the library. And I was like, oh man, you know what? I need to go back now and explore the other half because I want to see what it looks like. And it looked super cool, but I realized when I got there, there was like kind of quest items hidden out throughout. And I was like, oh, if I'd just done the dailies, I would have come here naturally. So I've got a ton of area on Ossus to explore still. There was some really funny bugs though. Funny, maybe not being the right word. Funny because I was at work and did not have to experience any of them. Haha. But when the Ossus story patch was released and servers came back online, lots of players were like, woohoo, let's go play. They'd introduced a new feature though, so if you hadn't played all the stories beforehand, like maybe you didn't even finish your class story, maybe you didn't finish Knights of the Eternal Throne, and they had an option to kind of auto-complete those, so you could skip those if you wanted, and it would make some default choices for you. Like it would say you completed your class story. If you're on the Republic side, you made light side decisions along the way. If you're dark side, you made dark side decisions. If you had to choose people to survive during different encounters, you would always choose your characters who were most closely aligned to your character type. Like a Sith warrior would always try and save Sith warrior companion and stuff like that. And what happened was it was supposed to only set those default choices for people who specifically said, yes, I want to skip over those. I have not played them, but I don't care. Please choose default choices. Instead, everyone got the default choices. Level 48! I am the champion. So everybody who logged in, maybe they'd been played the entire story and made all unique choices, and the game just gave them all the default ones. And it wasn't just like a few people experienced a bug, it was literally everyone who played. So lots of people were like, what is going on? So they had to shut down the servers for not a short amount of time, for like 2 to 3 hours, maybe even a little more. I don't remember for sure.
In the name of the Emperor.
Don't bless me in the name of the Emperor. I don't even know that fool. So they took the servers down. What was cool was they were doing a lot of communication, saying what was going on, how much longer they thought it might be, stuff like that. So that was... I was just about to say, Sith happens. You know, stuff happens sometimes, and the best thing you can do is try and fix it. Obviously, it's ideal if bugs and stuff are caught on the test server, but...
You saved my life!
Don't bless me.
I thought I'd rot in there.
You're gonna put you back to rot. But the test server is different than the live server in the end. It's not an exact copy, and sometimes things just don't work out the way that they are supposed to. And so the best thing they could do is fix it. I feel like for such a huge issue, they fixed it in a good amount of time, and they did a good job letting people know what was up. There are still some bugs. Most of them are not very important. For example, if you're looking at your companions list, it's very crazy. Like, some people managed to get double companions on their companion list. Some people got companions that would have no longer been alive in their story, and they're like, what, did they crawl back from the dead? Yeah, it's just the list, and the notifications sometimes that pop up in chat, I think, are a total, like, just ignore them. The good news is, as far as BioWare can tell, it doesn't actually... It's correct in the story. So that character who's dead and showing up in your companion list will not actually show up in the story. As far as... I haven't seen anyone actually saying otherwise, so I'm gonna assume that it's just kind of like a visual bug, I guess you could say, and it sounds like that's something they're gonna fix next patch, so not a huge deal. There is another actual game-breaking bug. It seems to be very rare. One of my friends did get it, and I wasn't sure if they were like just what was causing it at all, because the devs had already confirmed that most of the bugs were just visual things that wouldn't affect you actually playing the story itself. But my friend was not even able to start the quest. He'd press accept from the terminal, and the quest would just escape and it wouldn't progress. And I was like, oh my god, he was very, very unhappy about it, to say the least. I ran him through like the only tech support I could, and obviously that didn't help because it was a problem with the game, and he ended up having to contact support to get it fixed. Eventually it was fixed, and eventually they made a post about it, but that wasn't until like today, like a day later, and I don't know if it was they were trying to figure out if it was actually even a real bug, because some of the bugs they posted out right away, they are pretty easy to see that multiple people had it, but this is apparently a rare thing. So if you are unable to actually start the Ossus quest from your ship,
have removed those who are not of the nest. Had they stayed, they would have learned the peace of the joining. We will not deny you your prize. But leave now. There has been a song of swarming. We have claimed these mines for the nest.
I'm looking for Stanel Thul's daughter.
Once we were called Daria Thul. Now we are known as new child of the Ukanuku nest. We have tasted the gel and scented the egg chamber. We have joined.
So you're a killik now?
There is peace in the nest, a love that comes of sharing one mind. It is a gift beyond measure. We will never return.
Huh.
You would leave your friends? Your father?
Stanel Thul is not my family. He and his kind have brought war to Alderaan in the name of their own power. Here we are safe. Here we are at peace. Here we will stay.
Huh. Come with me or else, and I respect your choice. I think Javiik, after having been oh, this is complicated. So Javiik was a slave not of his own choice, and he was very unhappy about it, so he would not want someone else to be forced to do something that they do not want. So on first hand, he would say, I respect your choice, you're free to do what you want. On the other hand, she was, as far as I understand, forcibly kidnapped and pretty much brainwashed. I'm not quite sure you could call this Stockholm system, but she seems pretty darn happy about it. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna go with she seems, although it's not an ideal situation, that it would have been better if she did not get kidnapped by bug people. I'm gonna let her be. She seems really happy, and I feel like it would be really traumatic for her to be removed from this situation, because it's not like she'll suddenly stop being joined with the killik. She'll just be separated from them and try to force her back into normal life. That's not quite good either. We need some type of like debriefing pattern for killik survivors. I don't know. I don't think we have that. So Daria, maybe I even knew you when I was a child, so working in House Thul, so I'm gonna respect your choice.
If you have found happiness, however unlikely, I will not take that from you.
Thank you. If you ever tire of the world of violence and mistrust, return. The peace of the nest is open to all.
Oh, okay. Can we just end Javik's story and have him become a killik? I'm kind of okay with that. Oh, that gave me an idea. I'm gonna keep it a secret. I hope I remember it for later. I'm happy to say that Wonder Talk is continuing to be going. So far I've been able to keep it up every time that I play, and I've been really enjoying it. I didn't realize how much I missed the story creation aspect of Javiik. We hit that like dry spell on Tatooine where we were doing quests that really had nothing to do with Javiik. It was just kind of, they were kind of cool, but nothing really that he connected with or that I felt I connected with for his story. And now we're back on Alderaan. Now we're doing Wonder Talk again. Oh, it's a good time to love lore right now. It really is. You know what? I also think now would be a good time to go speak to those Thul members, and then I think we will call it a night. Let's actually quick travel to get over there a bit faster. Oh, did I mention I picked my... This probably doesn't make any sense if you're listening to this not when it's coming out, but I have picked my Christmas carol. Now I just gotta go sing it and record it for you guys. I won't tell you what it is. If you're watching this in like July, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Christmas. Oh, do you guys want to know a secret? They have the door closed? Yeah, I'll tell you what I got my husband for his Christmas present. I have to make it, but I finally decided. My husband really likes to play board games, and he's very, very bad at shuffling cards. Like, it drives him crazy whenever we play. He always has us shuffle the cards and sets up the rest of the game himself. But there are some games that are especially hard to shuffle because the cards are thick. They're kind of like thicker pieces of cardboard, I guess you could say, and you can't even shuffle them.
Keep me apprised of the situation, Ertl. We may need to take action. Ah, Sith. Sorry to keep you waiting. I hope your search in House Alde was fruitful. I've been anxiously dreaming up scandals we could catch the spotless Nomar Organa in.
Not really a scandal, but he was engaged once.
Engaged? Interesting. Jedi aren't usually the marrying kind. Let me see. Engagement announcement Nomar and Rihanna. My goodness, this is juicy. It must have been somewhere between 20, 30 years ago. Long before I was born, but I remember hearing my nurses talking about it. The sister to the Lord of House Rist was engaged to a prominent noble against the wishes of both their families. The coward broke it off.
And here I thought Jedi were supposed to keep their promises.
I don't know about that, but the timing of this holo recording is right, as is the name, Rihanna. Rist is a house of highly trained assassins, and Lady Rist is no exception. But she is perhaps most noted for her stubborn refusal to marry, and for the humiliations she pours on those who ask.
She sounds like loads of fun.
And more importantly, like she's still in love with Nomar Organa. And if she is still in love with Nomar, then you may be able to convince her to lure Nomar to Alderaan.
My words will be sweet as honey.
But be wary. To reach Rihanna Rist, you'll have to contend with the deadliest assassins on Alderaan. Good luck, Sith.
I hope your search is going well, my lord.
He was having cape troubles too. I'll turn that last one. So I'm going to... some games come with like little bags that you can put those cardboard tiles or cards into, and you can just shake them up, and then that's how you shuffle them. It's way easier, but not all of the games have them, so I'm gonna sew him just some little drawstring bags so that he can have one for every game that he wants. That's what I'm getting him for Christmas. Have you been getting any special gifts for anyone? Maybe your family or friends?
This is my third request that's been ignored.
If this is July, I hope you're not already shopping for Christmas gifts. You are way on top of things. Where is that one? That one's all the way over here. Oh, I'm not even close. So you know what? I think this is a good place to call it a night on Alderaan. So I'll see you all next time on Wonder Star Wars: The Old Republic. Bye!